more lenient RMCO to be implemented until 31st August. New COVID-19 cluster detected at Gombak Police Headquarters. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us and you're watching Updates at Noon. I'm Wong Kang Sin. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin announced that the Conditional Movement Control Order, CMCO, currently in force and will end on 9th June, will be replaced with the Recovery Movement Control Order, RMCO. In a special televised address, he said the RMCO would take effect from 10th June until 31st August with more lenient restrictions. Under this new phase, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said interstate travel will be permitted, except for areas placed under Enhanced MCO, EMCO.
Jadi bagi mereka yang ingin menziarahi ibu bapa yang tinggal berjauhan di negeri lain, bolehlah berbuat demikian. Alhamdulillah. Cuma nasihat saya, sentiasalah jaga kebersihan diri. Pakai pelitup muka apabila berada di tempat awam dan elakkan tempat yang sesak semasa pulang ke kampung. Ingat, jika ibu bapa anda adalah warga emas, mereka berada dalam kategori orang yang mudah terdedah kepada jangkitan. Jadi walaupun kita seronok dapat menziarahi mereka, tanggungjawab utama kita ialah untuk melindungi mereka daripada terkena jangkitan.
Almost all social, religious, business and education activities are allowed to resume in stages under strict SOPs during the RMCO. The Prime Minister added that reflexology centres, nightclubs, theme parks and karaoke centres, as well as large gatherings such as Kenduri, are still barred during the RMCO. In his address, the Prime Minister said the RMCO marks the entry of the country into the exit strategy phase from the Movement Control Order and the CMCO, which came into force on 18th March and 4th May, respectively. On another note, the Prime Minister said since the interstate travel restrictions have been lifted, domestic tourism activities are also allowed to resume and very much encouraged. However, Malaysians who want to travel abroad will have to hold on a little longer as the country's borders are still shut amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Jadi saudara-saudara bolehlah membawa keluarga untuk melancong di dalam negeri dengan mengamalkan kebiasaan baru ataupun new normal setelah hampir 3 bulan tidak ke mana-mana. Bagi yang berhasrat untuk melancong ke luar negara, tunggu dulu. Kerana sempadan negara kita masih ditutup.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin said the government took the step to loosen internal travel restrictions to kickstart the regeneration of the country's economy, which had been impacted since the Movement Control Order MCO was enforced on 18th March. Meanwhile, Tan Sri Muhyiddin also announced that schools nationwide will reopen in stages during the RMCO based on the advice from the Health Ministry. He said a detailed announcement on this will be made soon.
Bagi ibu bapa yang ada anak yang bersekolah, pastinya saudara-saudari tertanya-tanya bila sekolah akan dibuka. Untuk makluman, saudara-saudari, sekolah akan dibuka secara berperingkat dalam tempoh PKPP ini setelah mendapat nasihat daripada Kementerian Kesihatan. Kementerian Pendidikan akan membuat pengumuman terperinci mengenainya sedikit masa lagi.
Unlike Hari Raya Puasa, Muslims in Malaysia will not have to limit themselves to celebrating Hari Raya Aidil-Adha in their own homes. However, Tan Sri Muhyiddin added that celebrations will still be subject to standard operating procedures (SOPs) set by each state's Islamic authority. The Prime Minister also stated that Putrajaya is still refining the SOP for Muslims congregants to attend prayers at mosques and will announce them soon.
Sambutan Hari Raya Aidul Adha dan ibadah korban akan dibenarkan tertakluk kepada SOP pihak berkuasa agama Islam. Untuk solat berjemaah dan aktiviti keagamaan di masjid dan rumah-rumah ibadat pula kelonggaran untuk membenarkan lebih ramai jemaah hadir mengikut ruang keluasan masjid atau rumah ibadat sedang diperhalusi oleh kerajaan dan akan diumumkan sedikit masa lagi.
Melaka is not yet ready to allow barbershops, hair and beauty salons, their morning open markets, night markets as well as bazaars to operate again on the date announced by the federal government on 10th and 15th June respectively. Chief Minister Datuk Sulaiman Mat Ali said this was because the state government would first review the standard operating procedures SOPs set by the National Security Council and the Health Ministry, as the state also has its own SOPs.
Saya telah mengarahkan terutama Datuk Kafaratan dan unit UKT untuk memastikan apakah jenis SOP. Bagaimana kita melihat juga negeri-negeri yang akan segera ataupun bakal melaksanakan apakah SOP yang dipakai yang boleh mengikut kehendak dan ramuan MKN dan juga Kementerian Kesihatan. Melaka is not on 15 until the approval of SOP itu. Ini satu pergolakan yang besar. Selagi SOP itu tidak mendapat kelulusan, saya tidak akan membenarkan pasar malam ataupun pasar tani dibuka.
Datuk Sulaiman said the opening of the economic sector, especially the morning and night open markets, as well as the bazaars, would involve large groups at a time. Therefore, it has to be planned and implemented in detail to restrain the spread of COVID-19. A new COVID-19 cluster was identified in Gombak, Selangor. Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the new cluster involves personnel at the District Police Headquarters, IPD. Cumulatively, Dr. Nur Hisham added there were 5 cases recorded so far in the cluster, with 1 new case reported on Sunday.
Ibu pejabat daerah polis tu ada yang terlibat dan mungkin ini adalah satu faktor yang kita melaksanakan penyaringan berkala kepada IPD dan sebagainya. Jadi ini perhatian kita. Tapi apa yang penting ialah apabila kita dapat kesan, kita terus menjalankan aktiviti kesihatan awam, iaitu mengenal pasti mereka yang terlibat dan mereka yang positif akan diasingkan di hospital dan juga diberi rawatan.
Meanwhile, Gombak Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Arifai Tarawi said the new COVID-19 cluster detected in Gombak had originated from the Gombak Police Quarters involving a police officer's 16-year-old child. He said the cluster emerged after the child, who is a student, tested positive on 18th May. He said all of the students' close family members and friends were then screened with their results returning negative, except the student's mother, who is a police personnel attached to the police headquarters, and a 17-year-old friend. Malaysia will be able to break the chain of COVID-19 transmission with rigorous public health control measures without the need for vaccine. Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said this is possible by adhering to the standard operating procedures SOPs.
Apa yang kita pasti dan kita telah belajar pada jangkitan coronavirus iaitu SARS dan juga MERS-CoV. Sampai hari ini SARS dan MERS-CoV pun tak ada vaksin. Tetapi dengan menggunakan kaedah iaitu kesihatan awam, tindakan kesihatan awam, kita dapat membendung jangkitan SARS dan juga jangkitan MERS-CoV di negara kita tanpa menggunakan vaksin. Jadi ada kemungkinan tanpa menggunakan vaksin, kalau kita semua patuh kepada SOP kita dan juga patuh kepada saranan kesihatan awam, iaitu kita juga boleh memutuskan jangkitan COVID-19 tanpa vaksin.
Thus, Dr. Nur Hisham said the Ministry of Health will continue to monitor and ensure that standard operating procedures SOPs are adhered to until the Recovery Movement Control Order RMCO expires on 31st August. Strict compliance must go on as the virus is still lurking in the community and the possibility of infection still exists. Malaysians arriving home from overseas will no longer be required to undergo the mandatory quarantine at quarantine centres effective 10th June. Senior Minister Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said upon their arrival at the airport, they would undergo test swab and if found positive, they would be sent to a hospital for treatment. However, if the test result is negative, he said they would have to undergo the mandatory 14-day quarantine at their own homes.
Untuk pengetahuan, RT antigen test yang kita akan gunakan nanti, resultnya dapat dalam masa yang amat cepat. Jadi tidak perlu tunggu untuk tinggal di mana-mana. Tapi in case, kalau ada kes yang melibatkan, terpaksa tunggu 2 hari lah kata contoh untuk mendapat result. Dan kita terpaksa tempatkan mereka di pusat kuarantin jugalah sebelum result tu dapat.
For those required to undergo 14-day quarantine at home, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri said they are required to download the MySejahtera application and they will be monitored through this application. He added that they are also required to wear a wristband to facilitate identification process. He said the decision was made by the government after considering the COVID-19 infection rate in other countries, which was now under control with a flattened infection curve and declining trend in cases, as well as the capability to conduct COVID-19 for international passengers at airports. In another development, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri said the relaxation of the conditions to perform Friday and congregational prayers based on the size of the mosques and surau is only applicable to locals. He said the government has not allowed foreigners to participate yet, as the number of COVID-19 cases among the group was still being recorded.
Yang pertamanya mungkin isu COVID positif di kalangan warga asing lebih tinggi daripada negara kita. Yang keduanya, tentu saja keutamaan kepada warga Malaysia. Kalau warga mereka datang memenuhi masjid sampai tak ada tempat pun untuk warga negara kita, tak boleh.
Touching on the permit for the Neighbourhood Watch Area KRT to conduct the Voluntary Patrol Scheme SRS starting 20th June, Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri said each member is required to register through the MySejahtera application to enable health self-assessment. If they are found to be non-compliant with the SOP, the National Unity Ministry will withdraw the permission granted with immediate effect. In addition, the senior minister said each SRS team should not exceed 5 people at any one time and that the National Unity Ministry would provide equipment such as face masks, vests and torchlights for members.
Dan Kementerian Perpaduan Negara akan berbincang dengan kerajaan negeri, pihak berkuasa tempatan dan PDRM untuk menyelaraskan aktiviti rondaan. Dan satu lagi ialah semua anggota SRS diwajibkan untuk mendaftar dan memuat turun aplikasi MySejahtera. Dan mereka perlu memuat turun apps MySejahtera bagi membolehkan penilaian kesihatan mereka.
Coming up next, new haircut prices must commensurate with extra costs incurred. Welcome back. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, on behalf of the people of the country, has conveyed their utmost congratulations on His Majesty Al Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al Mustafa Billah Shah's official birthday today. Tan Sri Muhyiddin also offered dua for Al Sultan Abdullah and Her Majesty Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria and the royal family. The Prime Minister, via his Twitter and Facebook posts, prayed that Al Sultan Abdullah will be given the strength and blessing to continue to remain on the throne with great dignity, sovereignty and prosperity. He also prayed that His Majesty Al Sultan Abdullah, Her Majesty Tunku Haja Aziza Aminah and members of the royal family are always in God's protection and blessing, be given longevity and are always in good health. The new rate for haircuts should be in line with the additional costs that barbers and hairdressers have to bear and not burden the consumers. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Dato Alexander Nantalingi said only the cost of items used for prevention of COVID-19 infection can be charged on customers, in addition to the actual cost of a haircut. For example, Dato Nanta said if the process of cutting hair involves only the use of face masks, disposable apron, gloves and hand sanitizer, then only the cost of these items can be charged on the customer other than the original cost for a haircut. In a statement, he explained that if the additional items comprise a 3 ringgit plastic apron, a 50-cent gloves, and 30 cent for hand sanitizer, so the total additional cost is only 3 ringgit 80 cents, adding that barbershops cannot impose additional charges of up to 10 ringgit. He said the ministry's enforcement personnel would carry out inspections at barbershops, hair salons and others to ensure that no operators would take advantage of the situation and burden the consumers. Consumers could lodge reports to the ministry towards any barbershop, hair salon and beauty parlor that impose unreasonable additional charges through WhatsApp at 019-279-4317 or call center at 1800-886-800 or email eadwan@kpdnhep.gov.my. Such complaints can be investigated under Section 1(4) of the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011. More than 7,500 entrepreneurs who have been trained under the East Coast Economic Region Development Council, ECERDC, need to take the opportunity to adopt online business through the 70 million ringgit Micro Enterprises and SMEs e-commerce campaign unveiled under National Economic Recovery Plan, PENAJA. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Dato Sri Mustafa Mohamad, said he has asked the ECERDC to gather the entrepreneurs for training in the field so that they could generate more income as the country is facing economic uncertainty due to COVID-19.
Di ECR sebagai satu badan regional di kawasan timur ini dalam peranan pastikan apa yang dirancang oleh PM itu benar-benar dinikmati oleh peringkat bawah. Dalam konteks itulah saya mohon tadi ECR supaya menghimpunkan ke semua usahawan yang dilatih sebelum ini untuk berniaga atas talian sebagai contohnya. Kita jumpa mereka bagaimana mereka boleh mendapat manfaat daripada bantuan yang disediakan oleh kerajaan.
Dato Sri Mustafa told reporters after holding a meeting with the ECERDC senior management at the ECERDC Kelantan Regional Office in Lubuk Jong, Pasir Mas. Coming up, it's sports. Contact sports still no go under RMCO. Sports and recreational activities will be allowed to resume subject to standard operating procedures during the Recovery Movement Control Order, RMCO. According to the Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, these activities include training for teams gearing up for tournaments, as well as sports which do not involve physical contact, such as bowling, badminton, archery, shooting, and others. The Premier, however, said sports tournaments and games which involve gatherings of supporters and spectators at stadiums are still prohibited during the enforcement of the RMCO from 10th June until 31st August.
Seperti bowling, badminton, memanah, menembak dan lain-lain lagi. Aktiviti berkumpulan di luar seperti kayuhan basikal dan konvoi motosikal juga dibenarkan. Yang masih tidak dibenarkan ialah pertandingan sukan atau permainan yang melibatkan perhimpunan penyokong atau penonton yang ramai seperti di stadium, sukan renang dan kolam renang awam dan sukan bersentuhan seperti rugby, gusti, tinju, bola sepak, bola keranjang dan hoki.
That concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, RMCO with more relaxed regulations to be implemented until 31st August. Join us again at 7 p.m. for more updates on the latest happenings around the world. Thank you. I'm Wong Kang Sin. Stay tuned to TV2.